Deryk Engelland, 2-goal comeback to tie it up. The Calgary Flames pull a point out of nowhere. And this may have serious ramifications for the Los Angeles Kings if they miss it by 1 point. In the crease, Tommy C coming up. Let's do it. My intros are just getting worse. What's happening, everybody? I'm in the crease, Tommy C. That's my friend Dave, who does this show, which is like a Monday through Thursday show. And we actually are broadcasting live. Oh, fuck. Well, let's start. We said we were just going to go on and do it and not put a lot of thought into it, so... oh, God damn it. All right, well, here's the thing. I got school tonight, so good point. And I don't know why I'm even doing this live. That was kind of dumb, wasn't it? But, Deryk Engelland, who's an enforcer for the Calgary Flames, he gets 2 goals to tie it up. They blow a friggin' 2-0 lead, Dallas. And they lose in the shootout, Calgary Flames. They get to 1 point, but, we're getting down to like 8-9 games left. This is huge. In a roundabout way. Let's go to the report, I suppose. And here's how... I'm not going to even say Puck Daddy anymore. I'm just going to say Yahoo Sports. Joshua Cooper, Alex Jones Cooper from Yahoo Sports. Here's what he writes. The Dallas Stars were going to be the spoiler for the Los Angeles Kings on Wednesday night. The Stars had a 2-0 lead, blew it to the Calgary Flames, went up 3-2 late in the second period, and then let Deryk Engelland tie the game. In the final 10 minutes of the third period, they lose in the shootout, but that's just a huge point. Will Wheaton, who's a diehard Kings fan, you know who Will Wheaton is.
Star Trek Will Wheaton.
Star Trek Will Wheaton. He wrote.
Love Will Wheaton.
Do you? Yeah, he's like the king. He's the king of the geeks now. You had one job, Dallas Stars, in his tweet. I think I might retweet that. That's kind of funny.
I kind of find it interesting that they're calling Dallas spoilers, insinuating they're out of it. They've won 4 straight. They got 82 points. They're not out of this race yet.
Yeah, I know.
Stranger things have happened.
I mean, I don't know. Let me ask you something. Is it good that we're talking about all the teams that are just making the playoffs because that's the most exciting stuff, or is it just this season? Is this going to happen all the time now with the
No, I think that this is just a weird year because we didn't have that alpha male dominant team. We haven't had that team that has just crushed the world.
Yeah,
and that's been something that's been weird. We were expecting Chicago, we were expecting LA. The Rangers have made the most stride from where they were in the regular season last year to where they were this year. Mm-hmm. They became a world beater in the playoffs and made a run to the Stanley Cup Finals, but they certainly weren't the best team in the regular season last year. This year they are, but they weren't uber dominant. It's just been a weird season, and I think the intrigue is in the lower seedings right now because any of those guys could really compete with the upper seeds right now. So it's an interesting year.
It is an interesting year, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think most people understand, even the Buffalo Sabres, okay? Not a lot separates these teams, even the worst teams to the best teams. Any team can beat any team. It's always been like that on any given night. Even the Sabres. It's not like college basketball, where there's certain teams that are simply not going to beat the other team. Nothing short of a miracle.
There's no Division I teams here.
No, and some of that has to do with the game itself too. The bad bounces. That's why they play 7-game series. One game is not. Like I'm not freaking out over the Chicago loss, the New York Rangers. I'm not even freaking out about the other night's loss, and I won't freak out if they lose the other game because it doesn't say much. Especially when you have sort of a New York sports mentality that I do when everything's about the Stanley Cup. Bounces go weird ways. Things like sometimes, I don't know, an enforcer scores 2 goals to tie it up. Congratulations to Deryk Engelland right there. I mean, he's like one of the dying breed. He does a very tough job, basically fighting for a living. And it's just nice to see a guy like that score a big goal.
They all have skill, baby.
They all do. That's another thing, too. Like, even like John Scott, who's generally considered to be the most skillless player in the league, he school you, more than likely.
That's right.
He school you. He show you a
given the opportunity, these guys could bury a puck. There's no question about it.
And they all can. It's just the level's so high, and it doesn't. They don't.
It is.
Look, we've seen despite the tanking Alex Jones theories, we've seen what would Detroit lost the other day to the Yotes. So it's just the way this game is. And that's why they play 7 games, and that really decides the champion. And bad things can go along in the playoffs as well.
Absolutely. Do you think that this year is going to be looked at as one of those transitional years in a sport? I mean, you think about it. There's teams that we thought were franchises, we thought were dynasties, thought that they were going to be dominant like LA. They're falling off. Is that something that's going to continue? Boston, seemingly the end of their unbelievable run. We got 2 transitional players coming in from the draft, at least 2. At least 2. This is one of those years where special things can happen. We're going to be talking about this season for a long time.
I really wonder if you're right. It does sort of feel like 2003. Big shout out to Little Estido. Yeah, we decided to go on and do a live broadcast. We normally do is we actually record this live privately and then release it. I did not tell anybody that I was going to do the show. I just did it.
Nope.
I just did it. That's the beauty of YouTube. I just did it, so don't forget. This is really recorded so it can be listened to on demand. Yeah. There's no a trick here. So
and it's more fun. We're alive when we're live. You
you got lucky, Little, and you're more than welcome to call in if you want. I think I have. I think I have. Yeah, you can call in if you want to say something. We're just winging it today because I got terribly drunk last night. That's basically it. What the fuck are we talking about?
About how this year is similar to 2003.
I really wonder too. It's like these guys coming in, and although we had a conversation offline. The Edmonton Oilers got 3 first-round draft picks in a row, and that didn't make an impact. But I haven't seen this type of hype, and it's not just this guy McDavid. There's this little kid from Boston. What's his name? Eklund, right?
Yeah, Jack.
He's supposed to be. He's a kick. I've seen
almost every bit as good.
Yeah, as supposedly, and he's doing it in college, which college hockey has made huge jumps and strides. American college hockey, as far as producing top flight NHL talent, it used to be just a handful of guys like a Jeremy Roenick era there, but now it's like wow.
Jack Eichel.
Eichel, yeah, that's his name. I saw him interviewed in the World Juniors. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I really loved when the Boston Bruins won the champ." He has like an Acadian accent. Yeah, the Boston Bruins, it was the greatest hockey moment of my life. Ha. And he may be an old kick in the balls, this guy. And depending on where he goes and what he does. So yeah, it very well might be. And maybe it's time to give birth to new champions, new things. I tell you something. Like I made a statement that I sort of regret with Jake, and I think there's some truth in this about the Islanders and maybe the Predators being the teams of the future going forward. The Islanders sort of like, but you know what? The Rangers are pretty young too, so that could be an epic thing in the East. The Rangers are not that old. We're sort of used to being the Rangers old because they always bring in these old farts. That's not the case with this Ranger team. These guys were basically grown, with the exception of Rick Nash, which we got in our 20s when he got him in his late 20s. So it's not like this typical New York take free agents everywhere and put them here. That could be a battle in the future.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a question about it.
Sort of like Los Angeles and Chicago are now. So yeah, I really wonder, because it's been such a bizarre season and you don't know where everything's going. Like, we say certain teams are out of it. I think I said that Ottawa's out of it and Dallas was out of it.
Yeah. And here they are.
Several times, and here they are. I mean, look at this. This is a big win. Not only, but it was a big win for the Stars. Will Wheaton writes, you had one job. Oh, they're a little more than. No, they're a little. They're 82. Winnipeg has 88 points. They have 82 points from what I can see.
They got 82 points, and LA's got 86.
Won 4 in a row. It's not like they're out of it, but boy, they're really
4 or 5 points behind is not out of it.
Yeah, maybe we just called it too early on that other stuff. Ottawa's got a spot. Boston's 1 point out. I mean, if you want to say that, then Florida's not out of it. And you can say Florida's got 80
Florida's
points.
got 80 points. They're not. 4 points.
They're
Florida's
not really
out of it
either. So much.
Well,
for this
here's the thing, though. Florida's
bullshit.
not playing very well right now. Yeah. While on the other hand, friggin' Dallas is. Dallas is 8-2 in their last 10. They're surging ahead.
Yeah.
If they catch somebody who's not playing well and falls out of the playoffs, like in LA, that's a big situation.
Yeah, it also goes to show you that win for LA over New York was just huge. I mean, that was a lot. That was huge. They got to keep playing that way. They took advantage of every one of the Rangers' mistakes. They were certainly the better team out there that night.
They did.
So that was amazing. I was talking about your Blackhawks last night. Boy, they fell flat. They looked awful.
Shit the bed last night.
They really did. Andrew Shaw looks like he was having some problems with his arm. There was some neat facts out there.
It just didn't look good. I mean, they did not look crisp. They didn't look like they were skating well. I mean, they didn't look like they were skating well.
No. Another team that's sort of out of it. I could comfortably say Philadelphia is out of it.
Oh yeah,
and look at them. They're playing hard against the Chicago Blackhawks, meaning something to them. And I realized why it was a Wednesday night rivalry. They sort of tied in the fact that the Hawks beat them in 2010, and that was they sort of tied that. It's not Wednesday night rivalry. It's just the game of the week.
They're reaching for that.
It works. It works. Who cares? It works. The idea. I always wanted to show like Wednesday night rivalry. One of the things that ESPN failed to do when they had it, they didn't have that one night of the week, and that's football. Monday Night Football proved that every. You need a premier game.
Sure.
You need a premier game. You know what they really want to do is they need they do this in the second half. They have to have that 12 o'clock Sunday game every week. And it's got to be like Wednesday night rivalry. And it's got to be all year.
I agree.
Well, I know they probably can't do it all year because you
can't do it. You can't do it.
You can't do it at the beginning of the season. But they really should promote the crap out of that. And over here, call it Hockey Night in Europe. Put it on regular television. Make sure you get your Finnish, your German, your announcers, and put it on TV. That's a great. You want to promote the game? Have your Wednesday night rivalry in Europe. Rivalry. Why do I have such trouble with that word?
That's expansion.
Yeah, I really think it's good. What's wrong with that? Every night for us at 6 o'clock or even 7 or 8 o'clock on Sunday.
That'd be awesome.
Hockey game. That
would be
for Europeans. Awesome. It's a good idea, and it works. It works in the States because it's an afternoon game, and you're going to get that afternoon game in the United States, and you're going to get that after. You might be able to penetrate a new market like the UK.
Yeah.
You get to compete against the SHL. The Czech Extraliga, the DEL. Maybe those maybe you could work with those leagues, tie it in, and their game comes on right after that or before it. Who knows?
There you go. Now we have a world
NHL
of hockey.
It's not creative. They got to get that on network TV. There ain't shit on Sunday over here.
Yeah, there's not. Well, there's nothing on ever here for me.
Saturday's the big soccer day over here. Yes, there's 1 or 2 soccer games. Just keep an eye on their schedule and work around it. Most people that are into hockey are just in Europe are they're just sick of football.
Yeah, I'll bet you why they have not done it, the NHL, is probably because soccer's got such a friggin' stranglehold on all of the local television rights. It's not even funny. They probably can't.
There's got to be but go to like one of these, like they have that. Go to cable that show. Go to something.
Go to ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Well, you could do this. The one that DL over here, service.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't tell you every European country. I only can go by Germany, but I just think that's like a really, really super great idea.
And that is a good idea. I like it.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do it.
We didn't do too good last night.
No, we didn't. It didn't work out very well.
We're not going to do the gambling thing it's just going to be it's just going to be a once in a while thing.
I believe we were 0 for 3.
Well, it doesn't matter. The parlay bet, you only lose 1.
Well, still, I mean, hell, you can at least take a moral victory. Getting 2 of 3 would be nice, but
I blame Debbie.
I blame Deb too.
Don't be writing me. You don't really blame me, do you? No, we don't. She said she doesn't always understand me.
Well, I joined the club, Deb.
Club, Deb.
Shit, join the club.
But I was like the other day, I'm going to talk. I know she hates when I do this. I'm going to talk about her. When she said the other day, I was like, what was I talking about? Like, how to bring people in the game.
The minority thing.
A situation like Debbie's in, like, she's the only one who knows a lot about hockey.
Yeah, so don't be an asshole.
And I said, I'm not talking about you, Deb.
You did.
And then she writes me back, it's like, well, I like to show everything about saying that I was an asshole. I've never been a dick to anybody. I'm like, what? I said it. I was just giving you I was giving you like a location example. That's why she wrote me back. I'm like, I'm not insulting you.
Don't worry, everybody. I will write a How to Translate Tommy C book.
Was it really that difficult?
It is. It took me a long time. I've known you 8 years.
Here's how to do it.
I take notes after every conversation.
Take me fucking literally. If I say I don't mean you specifically, I mean someone in your situation. Mm-hmm. That means when I go on to goof, it's not I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't fucking know.
Maybe it's you. I don't know. I'm going to publish a book and I'm going to become a fucking bestseller.
Oh shit! She just showed up.
Her ears were burning.
She just stepped in.
Her ears were burning.
I really do appreciate you guys just coming in like this. We usually record the show privately, and then if there's an editor or something like that, we'll call it later. But I just didn't feel like doing it. It's just easy. It's easier just to go live. And Deb, you are lovely, so we do get people in the chat. What the hell else is going on?
We got questions. We got answers.
Nothing came through on. Let me click on this right here. Nothing new on Nick Letty.
No, I've seen nothing new on Nick Letty yet.
You want to bet? You want to bet whether it's a male or female?
Well, see, I would take the male just for entertainment's sake.
Well, let's do it this way then. Maybe we could do a personal bet. You know.
All right, gentleman's bet.
He's drunk and Irish as can be. It's gambling.
That's how I looked last night. It's funny because I put a whole bunch of gel in my hair.
Oh Christ!
I put a ridiculous amount of gel in my hair because I was so messed up. Like I had to do something. I actually look kind of good. I think I look good. Dad,
so that's how you deal with being messed up. You put gel in your hair. Copious amount of gel.
Copious amounts of gel. I wonder if she logged out. She's like, she's insulting me. No, I'm not insulting you. But I'm glad you guys came in. All right, gentleman's bet. Nick Letty. What do you want to bet? We won't tell the. Actually, we won't say. Should we bet something?
I don't know. $1.
If you
Canadian dollar.
If you lose, will you do the truffle shuffle on my show?
I will do the truffle shuffle if I'm wrong. But what can I see? You don't get embarrassed. What can I do to a man who does not get embarrassed?
Yeah. No, I don't because I'm so fan. What?
No.
Come on, just say it. I'll tell you if I won't do it or not.
I thought about going on some liberal rant.
Like what? Like
having you fucking just go on a liberal rant. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. I don't know what to do. The Canadian dollar, a ruble.
A rant on a ruble?
No. No, I'm saying forget the rant. We'll just bet a ruble.
A ruble?
1 ruble.
I don't know. I wondered what was on your mind. Like I feel like you.
Well, just do like a liberal rant, something you would never do. You've got to stick up for Anita Sarkeesian.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't think you could do it.
I don't think I'd do it. I don't think it would
It's
work.
not on the same level as a truffle shuffle, but I don't know what to get you to do.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I've done the truffle shuffle for money.
Yeah,
before.
you already did that too. Maybe it's not a great idea.
I've done it for money.
Maybe I could say, I don't know. Now,
I'm a whore. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, now you are. I made you one.
Yeah.
You're a whore.
Long before you, buddy.
All right. We'll just gentleman's bet. That's it. All right. Who, male or female? What do you think?
I'm going to actually go in a different direction. I don't think it has anything to do with him banging anybody.
Oh, I got one. You got to get me a PaySafe card. How about that? And I got to get you one. I'll send you a PaySafe card.
For what, to play poker?
Poker. Well, I could put stuff on gambling for Tommy C if I win.
I retired.
No, you just get me a PaySafe. Oh, you retired?
No, I retired from all that. Just a buck, man. I'm poor. Buck.
All right. How about I'll let you? I don't know. We can't think.
No.
We'll
figure it out.
All right. Well, what are you going with? What are you going with? By the way,
I'm saying it has nothing to do with sex at all. I don't think he banged a man or a woman. It's gonna be something obscure, something different, something weird.
So is it a man or a woman though? Is it a man or a woman that's?
It'll be a man.
The FBI has to arrest. That's the bet. The FBI has to arrest for man or woman.
Okay, that's the bet. It's a man.
Yeah, I'm going with the chick.
You're going with the chick. Okay.
I'm going with the chick. That's what I'm doing. Let's tack on the other.
Took us a while to come to an agreement.
Yeah, we're usually pretty good about this kind of stuff. Maybe it's because it's early in the morning. I don't want live betting. I want my bets. I want my bets. Here we go. My bets. Here we go. Let's look at the damage. All down. The safety bet, nothing because Blackhawk shit the bed. And We took Chicago. We took Colorado, and that's Debbie's fault. And we took Calgary. All red.
Loss.
Thank you for tuning in. You know.
He's drunk and Irish as can be. It's gambling
This is an awful show.
with Tommy C.
We had it. We
lost it.
We had it. Let's go over some.
Right
other
when we
things.
decided to start betting, that's when things kind of went downhill. As they probably should, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Because gambling's bad, kids.
It's bad for you.
Bad
Smoking
for
weed.
It'll
got an
kill your
arg-
show, apparently, too.
I just like a Latin guy from the States. He's like living here. He has his own fucking apartment. He's not tied to the army. He doesn't have to. He told me he only got laid twice.
Yeah.
And he's like better looking than me too. I was like, what's
You're
your
not
fucking
trying,
problem?
then.
I was like, well, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm doing this. And then I realized he's like a lot of like Latin guys. He's very picky. That's what it is. Don't be picky.
Why? No, it's okay to be. If
Not
he
me.
wants to be picky, if he can
I'm
afford
definitely.
to be
I
picky.
am as horrible as scumbag. I am definitely one of those guys that get drunk enough and take anybody home. I'm horrible.
I don't know, man. If he's good looking enough to be picky, let him be picky. If you want to go for the dimes, you go for them dimes.
You know what? You're only like young once. Bang your brains. out.
Now, granted, 5 2s equal a dime, but still.
He's good.
Fuck.
Judge denies NHL attempt to dismiss concussion lawsuit.
Yeah, this is.
Did you do a report on this?
Yeah, I got a little bit on it. See, what the NHL tried to do was that they tried to say that it was a time sensitive and jurisdictional issues, and they said the league also claimed the suit was not adequately pled. Well, the judge said, "Fuck that."
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. You gave these men concussions. No, it really doesn't mean much. It just means that it's going to go forward. This motion is not going to pass, and they're going to have to take this to court. Well, I think the NHL should do kind of well. I mean, they're doing what the NFL wouldn't do.
What?
The NFL decided to pay.
They don't have a choice. From what I understand, they have no financial choice but other than to go to court. They
Oh,
don't
really?
have
They
a
can't
choice.
offer a settlement?
No, they do not. The kind of settlement that that's what I've been told. That they're asking for similar type of money. These concussion losses, class action losses, they simply can't pay it.
Okay, well, the U.S.
That also
District
might mean
Judge-
we'll lose the game, or they'll be shutting down franchise if they win. I heard it's like serious money.
Really? See, U.S.
Yes.
District Judge Susan Richard Nelson found the league's 3 arguments for dismissal insufficient. The court finds each of these arguments insufficient to warrant dismissal because, 1, it's not clear from the face of the master complaint the plaintiff's claims are ultimately 2, Plaintiff's
You're worse than me today.
plaintiff's claims
What a great
are
show.
this is a train wreck. It's not possible that the present record
Just
of the
fucking
claim-
translate it.
Why is this so fucking weirdly
I don't know,
written?
man. Tough day.
Is it ESPN's fault or the law? It doesn't even look like it's English.
No.
It's not possible
The judge didn't buy their
argument.
argument, and they were just stalling. Let's just
Yeah,
face
yeah,
it.
yeah,
They were
it's bullshit.
stalling. They were stalling.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, or have been told, and I can't remember because it's been a year or so, they can't pay this out.
Yeah.
So, next time you go start feeling sorry for these guys that probably had drug problems and
This is only 6 guys. The NFL one was
like multi.
hundreds.
Well,
This is-
okay, yeah, that's what they're doing then. They're going to
Yeah.
squash this one to keep that one from coming.
This
Because
is
the other one they can't pay.
Couture, Michael Peluso,
Mike
Gary
Peluso.
Lehman, Bernie Nichols,
Oh, God,
David Christian, and Reed Larson. I've never heard of one of these guys.
Do you know Mike Peluso? He was on the 1995 Jersey Devils that won the Stanley Cup. Do you know he was on a line called the Crash Line?
Really? Well, there you go.
How much you want to bet? Also, he was also the one to be rumored. This is a real trivia question. He was one of the top rumors for the theme for Alanis Morissette's song "You Ought to Know."
Really?
A lot of people thought it was, but it's not. It's more than likely Dave Coulier.
Yeah, that's what I heard it was. But that I've also
Peluso
heard
was
debunked
rumored to
as
be
well.
on because apparently he went on a Canadian celebrity. It's before she blew up in '94.
Why?
Yeah, she is before she blew up, but they dated or something. But it wasn't like a real date. They were like just saying they were for some celebrity event inside Canada.
Yeah, I've heard that was completely debunked. That it wasn't him either.
Yeah, Peluso. It was not Peluso, but it's pretty much it's Dave Coulier more than likely.
Well, no, I've heard that was debunked as well.
Really?
Yeah. from
He
Alanis Morissette.
did dump her when Full House took off.
Yeah, I know, but she was really young back then too. I mean, you remember where she got her start.
I think she's my age, right? Or
do you remember where she got her start?
You can't do that on television.
That's right.
Yeah, but she's a little older than me. What a weird name she has. And she was really not a good-looking kid.
She was talented, though.
No, she was really talented, actually. Alanis Morissette.
So these 6 guys are claiming that the NHL spurned their duty to advise players of the risks they faced with concussions and brain injuries, and both intentionally concealed material information from and recklessly endangered the plaintiffs. There's no way they're winning that. You cannot prove that.
How do they prove that they hid information?
How can they prove
How can you prove that they hid public knowledge? The only thing they could prove is if the doctors said, hey, you're okay. Yeah. But what I understand, they did do that in the NFL. But I mean,
it's not even that. It's almost the same type of thing where, there were no doctors saying, get on the field, you bitch. It was more players that were, getting back on the field because that's what players do. That's what athletes do. They hide their injuries from doctors and go back on the friggin' field. And then when they're 40, 45, they're all fucked up. They want to, and they were not in an era where they were making millions and millions of dollars like they are now. So they don't have any money and they're fucked up. So they want to get paid.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, this is a money grab.
It is. And they don't want to be like the Dave
grab.
Dewersons. They don't want to be like the Junior Seau's. They don't want to be like these guys. Yeah. They don't want to fucking gun themselves down in a goddamn car. They don't want to be like that. They're scared. They're broke. And that is the perfect storm for a lawsuit.
Whose fault is that they're broke? I mean, they don't teach these kids how to make
According to them, not them.
See, the thing is, here's the problem, and it's a problem with our whole society. They believe, like that stupid expression, more money than God?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like God, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as more money than God. But so many people believe that. It used to be when I was a kid that if you made like $1 million, somebody handed you $1 million, there's no way you could ever run out of it. There's no way. It's just simply not true. Will Smith of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was actually saved by that show.
Yes,
he spent something like $10 million on a huge hit song called Parents Just Don't Understand. He blew all that money. He blew it because he believed in more money than God. He believed in that crap. That once you get that, I'm good for life, and he blew all. You
believe once you hit that first time, you get that money, that it's always going to keep coming in. That's not always the case
because they're kids. It's like I heard Mike Tyson say this, who I'm starting to realize is actually really intelligent,
yes,
but just poorly educated and just obviously his medical issues and what have you. He said that. And I'll never forget this. He said on Howard Stern, he says, the reason he blew $500 million, by the way.
Yeah.
$500 million. Like $400 million, almost $500 million. Is because he was taught the art of boxing. There is art of money management.
Absolutely.
And we don't teach kids this in school. That's why that's why all these social programs can just come out of nowhere. Oh, I think college should be free. Me too. Yeah, me too. You too, Dave. But here's the problem. You don't think about, well, what does that mean for college to be free?
Sure.
When I was a kid, my father told me there's no such thing as free. And I said, oh, yeah? Well, I got this Happy Meal right here, and there's a toy in there, and that's free. No, it isn't, because it had to be made. But here's my dad told me. My dad had to be made a company. They had to hire people to come. And he taught me things like that. And that's why
it's weird. We always talk about America being the land of opportunity and the home of the free and everything. It's also the land of indulgence.
I suppose.
We love our stuff.
It's a land of more people who believe it's more money than God. And that's what happened to these guys. And then they found some victimizing cause to justify the fact that they deserve this money. Nobody said, before we learned what we learned about concussions recently, which is, by the way, still in studying, nobody said.
Still in study. In fact, there is a major doctor in the NFL that is claiming that CTE is a very rare phenomena. It's a new study. I just read about it. He's a doctor for Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, they don't know.
Making waves.
They don't know for sure if it's related to concussions. They just have a pretty damn good idea. It's not been proven, but the only way you find out is if you open somebody's head up. You have to be dead. It's like
CTE can only be diagnosed post-mortem. That's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can have the same shit in my head now. I'd go Chris Benoit on everybody. Oh
Christ.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Let's end this. It's getting soft. Yeah.
I'm always soft.
Right. Well, another NHL headlines. What do you call it? Wayne Simmons, lower body. He's out.
Out.
Does it say how long?
I don't even see it.
Yeah. You know what it is? He's probably hurt. And then he's like, look, the Philadelphia threw in the towel. They're not making a playoff. So Simmons is probably,
Yeah, well, why risk next season for this?
Yeah, Simmons is a very important player. I'd
Sure.
love to have him on the Rangers. Love to have him on the Rangers. But that's not the kind of team they are. He's a rough guy with some skill. Love to have that Wayne Simmons. Last night in the National Hockey League, only two. What happened to me? Three games to speak of. The Edmonton Oilers, a little surprise over there. They beat the Colorado Avalanche 4-3. The Chicago Blackhawks, they shit the bed.
Oh, God.
And they've just basically get turned upside down by the Philadelphia Flyers, who were out of the playoffs. Turned upside down. In a game with serious playoff implication, the Calgary Flames managed to come back from a 2-0 deficit, tie it up, get the point, but go down in the shootout. God. Can't wait till they get rid of that shootout. Now, here's something we didn't talk about.
Soon.
Here's something we didn't talk about. Honestly, is this the biggest night of the Ottawa Senators run? I mean, this could literally come crashing to a halt tonight.
This is huge. This is a big game.
7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Ottawa Senators host the New York Rangers, an elite team. And on this run, which has been great, we have pointed out they've only really beaten one elite team. That would have been.
We're going to find out a lot about them tonight.
We're going to find a lot about them tonight.
We're going to see what the Warriors of Christ can do against the Rangers.
The Warriors of Christ, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good band name.
Yeah, it is kind of a good band name.
I think it was probably the original name of Creed.
Oh God, they suck. I watched this whole thing on post grunge yesterday on German television. It was actually pretty good, and they were just like every single band, the post grunge era, it was just awful. And Creed was like at the top of the list. That and the one that did the Spider-Man song, which I hate. Who are they?
Oh, friggin'
They're Nickelback.
Nickelback.
God, they're awful.
They suck. Creed. With arms right open.
Yeah, they're all. Everybody's ripping off Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, oh
God. God damn it. You know what? Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, that's the way Eddie Vedder sang.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like a big Pearl Jam fan. I'm like the last one left that'll admit it. But, like, Pearl Jam got ruined by all these other terrible bands going, well, hell no, my man. And actually, you know who did it before him was the guy from, the guy's dead from Alice in Chains. He kind of did it.
Alice in Chains kicked ass.
Oh, man, in a box. That was great.
That was a great song.
You gonna sing?
I was about to. Then I forgot the lyrics.
Here it is.
Time to snuff the rooster.
Here comes the rooster. Yeah! That's a great song, Rooster.
It is a great
That's
song.
about a Vietnam vet with PTSD or something. You know that? All right, let's get through this. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, they host the Boston Bruins big game out there in Bruins country. The Yotes, McDavid sweepstakes, they're going to be in Buffalo. I'm sure that'll be fun. The Battle of the Tank, according to Alex Jones, Josh Cooper. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, they ought to get going. They need to get rolling. Take down Carolina.
Hey, on that note, real quick, if you want to read a really good article on tanking versus trying, Scott Burnside, ESPN, great article. I highly suggest reading.
Scott Burnside, I only glanced over the article myself. You really got to check it out because he explains, he just debunks this whole fucking thing.
It's a great article.
And it just shows you, he's like a real reporter, and this guy's.
Yeah, he knows how to write and everything.
Our boneheads. Los Angeles continues their New York tour. They're going to be on Long Island to take on the Islanders. New Jersey, they take on the Washington Capitals. They're not making much noise lately.
The Caps, yeah.
No, they haven't been making much noise. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The San Jose Sharks, they take on the Detroit Red Wings. Preds, Bolts in Tampa Bay. Cats in Toronto. So sick. Good. Oh, God, did we go 2 days without talking about them?
I think we did. That's a miracle.
Oh, God, that's great. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the Montreal Canadiens, they take on the Winnipeg Jets. Go, Winnipeg, go, Winnipeg, go. Go, Winnipeg, go, Winnipeg, go. Who's your captain? Late night game. Colorado, Vancouver.
We got mental problems.
Seriously.
But I like it.
Yeah! Here come the rooster. Yeah!
No, he ain't gonna die.
He ain't gonna die! Get out of my crease!